This episode from Driving with Gloves is about a TR car from Triumph, which was once called by a famous car journalist the blokiest Blokes car ever. But is it really? Or is it the girliest girls car?
Hi, my name is Cor, and welcome to my channel, Driving with Gloves. I always drive with car gloves. Your question might be, why do I drive with gloves? And my answer is, why not? I may not be rich and I may not be famous. So, for this episode from Driving with Gloves, I might as well change something about myself. Oh, cock! And even the weather for today's episode from Driving with Gloves is horrible. No, it's not.
But it may be the right weather for a captain who may like slow sailing with a boat over one of the beautiful lakes in Switzerland.
But it's not the right weather for a British open sports car, which may be the blokiest Blokes car in the world. I have seen women driving Ferraris, Aston Martins and even Porsche 911s, but I've never ever seen a woman driving a Triumph TR6. Oh God! Is that a woman driving a TR6? Sorry, but there may be a difference between the UK and Switzerland, because Switzerland is a real democracy.
This is Switzerland, the most democratic country in the world, founded by a fairy tale character who shot an apple from his son's hat in 1291, where women have the same rights since then. Stop! It may be hard to believe that the country which founded the Red Cross, with its position in the middle of the open-minded Europe, did not allow women to vote until 1991.
But what the heck? Let's see if the Triumph TR6 is really the ultimate Blokes car, or if it is the girliest girls car. So, let's get rid of this place and make a real review about this wonderful Triumph TR6. And thanks to Autovogel in Switzerland, I have the opportunity to drive this fantastic car today. In 1884, the German Siegfried Bettmann moved from Germany to London and England, and in 1886 he founded the Triumph motorcycle company. And 1 year later, in 1887, another German became a partner of this company. From 1902 they started to build motorcycles in Coventry in England, and from 1903 they started also in Nuremberg in Germany.
In 1912, Bettmann became additionally the chairman of the famous car manufacturer Standard Motor Company.
Bettmann became even the mayor of Coventry during World War I, and by 1918 Triumph had become Britain's largest manufacturer of motorcycles. So they initially started to build cars from 1919, but these were only test vehicles. The real production of cars started in 1923 with the Triumph 1020.
In the early 1950s it was decided to use the Triumph name for sporting cars and the Standard name for saloons, and in 1953 the Triumph TR2 was initiated, the first of the TR series of sports cars that were produced until 1981. Curiously, the TR2 had a standard badge on its front and the Triumph globe on its hubcaps.
The TR4 TR4 and TR5 were designed by the Italian designer Michelotti. And TR6 was based on that design, but Michelotti was occupied by that time. So the final design was made by Karmann in Germany.
The bodywork was generally similar to the TR4 and 5, but the front and back ends were squared off, reportedly as a result of a consultancy contract involving Karmann.
All TR6 were powered by Triumph's 2.5-litre straight 6 engine, with the same Lucas mechanical fuel injection as the TR5 for the United Kingdom and global markets, and carbureted for the United States. And this is an American version.
And this is the engine, a 2.5-litre straight 6. It has a displacement of 2,498 cc. And since this is an American version, it doesn't have 150 PS, but it was castrated. And it only has 106 PS because it has 2 carburetors instead of the Lucas mechanical fuel injection. But the whole car only weighs 1,030 kilograms, so it's still quite fast.
So the car is fast. It accelerates from 0 to 100 kilometers an hour in 8.4 seconds. And it has a top speed of 193 kilometers an hour. The ride is beautifully evolving. Look at it. Yeah.
The construction of the TR6 is a traditional body-on-frame chassis. Other features include semi-trailing arm independent rear suspension, rack and pinion steering. The brakes are discs at the front and drums at the rear.
The 4-speed manual changes exactly and is synchronized. And how is it to drive? Well, it drives beautifully. I had a bit of a problem with my long legs because I couldn't fit under the steering wheel. But after a while, you get used to it. And then it's lovely to drive. And what is so special about this car? Well, it's Spartanic. That's just the way I like cars to be.
And the big wheels look very special also, and they give the car this very special look. Although Spartanic, there was an optional electrically switched overdrive operating on 2nd, 3rd and 4th gear on the early models, and on the later models operating on the 3rd and 4th. Other factory options included a rear anti-roll bar and a limited slip differential.
So, is this really the blokiest bloke's car or is it the girliest girl's car? Well, if you are following my channel, you know by now that I'm a male chauvinist pig. And I really like this car, and it's a pity that Triumph doesn't exist anymore since 1984. And do not forget that this car is for sale at Autovogel in Switzerland. Thank you very much for watching this episode from Driving with Gloves. Do not forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and do not forget to like this video. I hope to see you soon in a new episode from Driving with Gloves. Thank you.